I'm Gregor Thompson. I'm a philosopher and a writer, and I know what the meaning of life is. Welcome to The Struggle. This episode is brought to you by The Struggle newsletter. This is a weekly email newsletter in which I send out every Sunday for free a short article concerning the art of embracing struggle. If you're struggling to be more productive, to be healthy, to achieve your dreams, perhaps you're chasing the wrong thing. A lot of us believe that we should be aiming for happiness, but this is an unwise pursuit, as happiness comes and goes without any control from us. However, there is a way to be more fulfilled with life, and that is to embrace productive struggles, to exercise, to eat healthy, to have uncomfortable conversations, to take career risks, to discover who you are, and to be autonomous. That's why I created a newsletter. Along with the article, I also provide tips, strategies, and recommendations such as movies, music, podcasts, and recipes to help along the way. To sign up completely for free, go to gregorthompson.com, the link will be in the show notes, confirm your subscription, and make sure you check your spam folder for your welcome newsletter, and add me to your contacts to continue to receive it in your inbox for free. And that's it. You're on your way to struggling more and being more productive, healthy, and motivated. Now, let's get on with the struggle. This is episode 25 of The Struggle with me, Gregor Thompson. Now, I've spoken about religion previously on the podcast and the importance of it, and I say this as an atheist. I don't believe the majority of religious stories. Did Jesus Christ or the Buddha really live? Probably, but there are aspects of their stories that I believe to be untrue. But having said that, I do believe there is profound wisdom to be found within religious stories, and I also believe that religion in general has had a profoundly positive effect on humanity, even if it has also caused immense suffering. If you believe that the stories, morals, and symbols that's employed in religious dogma are simply fantasy and the scourge of society, you'd be as well throwing every product of creativity onto the fire along with the Bible and any other religious document, because you'd be hard-pressed to find one that is not directly influenced by religious stories. The story of Harry Potter, for example, may look on the face of it like a fantasy story, but it's a replication of the story of Christ. Spoiler alert, at the end of the story, Harry is killed by Voldemort, a manifestation of Satan, but he's reborn in order to defeat evil. So if you want to throw religion to the flames, you better be prepared to throw everything else in with it, because you'll be left with nothing but nihilism. We'd like to assume that we are happier now than ever before. Materially, we have more, and we have scientific and rational thought. However, we need only look at our happiness levels over the last 200 years to find that that is not the case. People assume that religion is a scourge of society, but according to statistics over the last 100 or so years, which I'll link in the show notes, the rise in atheism and the decrease in religious belief does not correlate with happiness. In fact, the decrease in religious belief might just be the cause of our declining happiness. Actively religious people describe themselves as happier than non-religious people. There are various reasons and factors that could contribute to this. A sense of community contributes to overall happiness, meaning that the attendance of religious services amongst like-minded individuals is healthy and meaningful. Now, the Enlightenment brought with it scientific and rational thought, which was able to progress human civilization significantly, but perhaps something was left behind. We became so obsessed with expanding our knowledge of the world, universe, and cosmos that we forgot to attend to what it all means. Religious people have purpose because God or gods provided them with purpose. They pray in order to find meaning. Some find meaning in the act of praying itself. The concepts of afterlife, rebirth, or reincarnation brings with it a moral necessity to act in accordance with the good. Of course, there are exceptions to this, and religions have significant issues in which reform is the only moral prerogative. However, one concept that religious people have that atheists do not is an innate meaning in what they do. Therefore, if we want to intellectually reject religion and also have meaning and purpose in life, we must accept the significance of religious stories, for they hold what we most desire. If we understand religious stories, we understand every story that's been told since. And we understand society and culture today as they are both predicated on religious stories. Religious stories are the foundation of the world we live in, so take them seriously or suffer the consequences of nihilism. The answer lies in the struggle. So keep on struggling. Just a few more things before you take off. Firstly, thank you for watching. It genuinely means a lot to see people viewing and liking the content. Second, if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe. It's the best way you can support the podcast. As you can probably tell, I don't have a lot of fancy equipment and I don't have a team behind me helping with recording and editing the podcast. So any support from you is greatly appreciated and it will help the podcast grow. You can also stay up to date with everything I'm doing on social media. All of the links will be in the show notes. And you can listen to the Struggle podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And lastly, keep on struggling.